And they find close to an ounce of cocaine in this garage. Wow. I was tripping out. Mind was racing once they came back and it was like, look what we found. I was just like, man, that's not my stuff. And Lieutenant Galler was just like, I don't believe it's his.
Hold the fuck, okay. It gotta be a part 2 or something. I need some more in-depth information on this. Yo, what is good, people? We are back at it again. It's Key versus Star. Now, the other day, I'm on my phone just scrolling and this Caron Butler video just pops up. So I'm like, what the heck? I'ma just let y'all listen to this video and y'all let me know, was y'all completely surprised by this?
A freshman in high school. I'm in my trap car, a car that I, only drive to hustle in. Somebody had called and said, at school. And I wasn't going to school that day. I wasn't planning on it. But I ended up going and I realized that I had a on me. Let me put the in the locker so it's not on me. And I'm gonna go like bust this move real quick in the bathroom. Met the brother in the bathroom, had our transaction, quarter ounce of coke. After the transaction, I'm about to go back to my locker and get my and just take back off. Hall monitor saw me. He was like, hey, Butler, you gotta get out the hallway. I go to class. Damn, he caught me. So I just went to the class, sat in there for a minute, and I was like, I guess I'll leave after this period. And while I'm sitting there, I start hearing
I'm just pausing it right here, just for the simple fact that I'm pausing. Let's go through the steps. Ron Butler, as a freshman in high school, is selling drugs with a gun in high school, and he sell drugs to a dude in his high school. The hall monitor sees him and like, hey, you need to go to class. Let's finish this story.
Radios, the ATF is here. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearm units. This whole thing was pretty much a setup. The dude that I ended up selling the drugs to was an informant. That was how I got the 2 years.
So that's what I'm saying, right? I am a basketball fan. I've been watching basketball for 25 plus years. Caron Butler, when he played for the Lakers, was one of my favorite players who played with Kobe at that time. I'm from the Midwest. He's from like Milwaukee or something like that, right? Bro, I had no idea of Caron Butler's backstory. So what I want to do today is I found the video on YouTube. It's supposed to be a breakdown of his life. So we going to watch and react to that today. Just let me know that y'all know anything about this. Let's get right to it, man.
This is where we used to run through the alleys at and run from the police. We used to be hustling that on this side of the street, come through. Police had to come around and looking, see what angle they come. They hit back, we go back this way. It was crazy, man. It was crazy over here.
What? Yo, the fact that this is Caron Butler is still baffling to me. This dude is an NBA, I believe he was an all-star. How did he get from here to the NBA? I just need to know, for real.
We're gonna stop by this little block party, ride through the neighborhood. Get off that phone, Brandon. I'm a proud son of racing. The thing that used to always get me was like when guys used to make it out of here, I never seen them get. It definitely can get overwhelming at times.
Boy, in that Rolls
I feel like
Royce.
With all the success and the blessings that you've been given, you damn near obligated to do these things, to come back and, inspire lives and show kids that, they can make it. And that's why I just, stick around for the most part. How you doing, baby?
Now tell us why you came to visit. Because he knows your daddy.
Where's that at?
Dewan, baby.
Oh, yeah. Where Dewan at? My mom being a single parent, we didn't have much, but we made the best out of what we had. And this the south side. This my block. This my block right here. I'm gonna tell you this block right here in particular. They moved, her mom got killed.
Hey, that's how you know somebody from the hood. When something random is, hey, they mama got killed, it just comes out of your vocabulary normally. You've been in the hood your whole life. That's just what it is.
By these boys in the yellow house. We going to our bus stop, the body right there in the alley. She got shot 4 times, police raided this house. End up finding out who did it. Then somebody got shot. It was just like everything. It was just like a trickle-down effect. This person got shot. This, that. It all happened like right here on this 4 or 5 block radius. I saw the way my mom was struggling, and I started seeing things for what it was. Older people in my family was hustlers, and they introduced me to the game. You know, sometimes, you know, you go on your first bike ride and they take your training wheels off, and that's what your uncle did. But, you know, my uncles introduced me to game. You know, they introduced me to hustling and, you know, pimping and stuff like that. So that's what I was exposed to at a young age. Yeah, I saw people moving coke. I saw people hustling on all levels. And I saw, you know, major cash flow. You know, I saw garbage bags of money. I saw all that. And, you know, it wasn't like I was seeing it from a distance. I was seeing it in my household. Both my uncles went to jail for selling drugs, and they'd go away for maybe a year and a half, 2 years, but the respect that they received was, you know, second to none when they returned back to the streets, and they was just viewed as these legends and stuff like that. So I wanted that. I was out here like...
The fact that this dude ended up in the NBA is baffling still to this point. This story is so normal when you're talking about the hood. Like, most of the time, most of the people who y'all see who act tough in these music videos, these mythical people who they talk about from these different places who was trapping, killing people, blah, 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 all of that. There's a quote, why he acting like he a gangster and his mom ain't no gangster. The way I interpret that is, a lot of the time, the people that y'all see out here doing stuff, it's a family business. The stuff that they doing is what they uncles and aunties did, grandmas, grandpas, daddies, mamas. Like, it's a lifelong thing that they family has been doing. That's why they say the prison, the pipeline shit, such a big thing, because the same people that go to prison, their kids go to prison. And I don't know how he ended up to the NBA from this lifestyle, but we gonna find out.
10, 11 years old, is like doing little stuff, doing runs and stuff, but by the time I got like 12, 13, I was heavy. I'd never done drugs, but I always sold drugs, you know, and that was my thing. I was doing my paper route, started off with a 16th of cocaine and rocked it up. When it was droughts, I was mixing, you know, cocaine with BC and, you know, getting extra and stringing it along and stretching it out and trying to make more money.
What's a 12-year-old even do with that money?
I was buying trap cars, you know, automobiles that didn't last long, but they was ours. It was crazy because, like say if somebody went to jail, you know, used to just be like, all right, I'm gonna pick up where he left off, so I'm gonna grab his car, and not knowing, like, he got the car hot, so obviously the police, that's a tip to them right off the bat. Like, drug dealer go to jail, Cadillac, rims, you buy it, you a drug dealer.
Cadillac rims, same exact shit.
Who can dunk it by themselves, though? I'm saying, who can dunk it by themselves? We having a dunk contest on the south side, 19th and Meade, where I grew up at, and you see the shorties out here trying to get loose. He gonna make it though. He right there. Watch out.
Oh, he was close. Hey, I remember that. Yo, when you was a shorty in the hood, right? This used to be us when we were shorties, right? And it would be the old, usually it was the drug dealers or, you know, uncles. They would watch y'all like hoop a little bit, reminisce about what they did. You know what I mean? I think I became that dude too. Look, I'm not a drug dealer. I ain't none of that. But my nephews mostly hoop and stuff. I've been to a couple games. So I guess it kind of makes sense. It's like a circle of life type thing.
But when I grew up, we used to have to put it in the alley because they wouldn't let us block off the streets. No. But then we used to block off the streets anyway and just watch out for the traffic.
Yep.
Man,
stop
I was arrested
playing,
a lot.
go to the side
for, you know, raid situations or sweeps on the street, little shootouts or whatever the case may be. I had an incident and a guy paged me that morning. He told me that, you know, he wanted a 1/4 ounce crack cocaine. I was at the point where they wanted to expel me because of all my tardiness and absence. So I was like, all right, when he hit me, I'm gonna leave school and just go ahead and make this money, then come back. And I put the gun in my locker. I had the cocaine on my person, and I never got the page because the ATF came and, you know, got me. The windows at Case High School, I'm almost positive that if I remember, like, they had a slant to them, like, so they wouldn't fully open. So like I couldn't just like dive out the window or nothing, but I definitely would have tried it and took my chances on running. So I was just sitting dunk and they apprehended me.
Damn.
The juvie system at Wales was just crazy because I was locked up with everybody. You know, it'd be 18, 19-year-old men in there. Ended up in solitary for 2 weeks. That was like the hardest time I ever did right there.
He was 14.
Being locked down 23 hours a day, no visitors. That's when I just like, I gotta change. Because like, my old ways ain't doing nothing for me. Like, my situations just continue to get worse.
How hard is it to see your mom while you're in there?
Damn. Like, seriously, like, I ain't shit. Like, that's how you feel, like, from top to bottom. You just feel like I ain't shit. My little brother look up to me so much, and like the oldest sibling's supposed to set that example. And you know, my mother, like, she look at me as, you know, I'm her legacy, I'm her pride and joy. I was looking at that and I felt all that failure, and my grandmother looking at me like, man, boy, you ain't got trouble again. Like, that hurt deep, like bone deep. Like, it really, I felt it all over. Like, I can't do this to my mother. I can't do this to my grandmother. And you know, it's just a cycle of our men and our family just continue to go through this. They go to penitentiary.
What did I say? It's a family business. This stuff it's not a single generation. A lot of the time it's the same fucking shit over and over again. The uncles go to jail, then the nephews go to jail, then the grandsons go to jail. So a lot of the time when you go to these prisons, the people who working in there, their grandfathers work there, then they work there, then their kids work there. And the same thing with the prisoners. The grandpa went to this prison, the dad go to this prison, then his son go to this prison. It's a ever-flowing group of men on each side that keep this same fucking business going. Prison complex system.
Get out, they do something, they go to penitentiary, they have kids, they keep, like, it's just a cycle, and I wanted to break that cycle. I just start focusing on, you know, getting a job, getting off the bracelet, and just focusing on me. Real talk, I don't know how the hell I did it. You know, like, I really don't. Like, I can tell you, like, just, you know, a lot of guys be politically correct and just say, oh yeah, you know, I knew, and that, man, I don't know. You know, I was making thousands of dollars in the game. You know, I had an opportunity to have a straight connect and do a lot of different things, and my fear factor was just, you know, the penitentiary, or, you know, end up having to go to jail, or, you know, having to hurt somebody or getting hurt out here in these streets. I just decided that, you know, I didn't want that, and I wanted to, you know, see how far my talent can actually take me.
Does it look different, right?
Yeah, it looked a lot different.
Is this the one you worked at?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was back there on that boiler steamer back there.
I bet you can't. Oh, we ain't got no steamer back there now.
Yeah, I didn't see y'all changed it.
All right, now don't can you?
That's where I was at, right there.
That's
Still make a
crazy.
Whopper.
Yeah,
So he left jail and went to go work at Burger King.
Still here, we might have to put you
I'll
on the
show you.
table now.
I'll show you.
All right.
How you send it through? This, you'll do it this way, right?
Close it up and just drop it down. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna knock it out. You ain't gotta say nothing. I'm gonna do it. Watch this. Watch my moves. Just watch this. I was on probation here.
The probie.
I had a big bracelet on my the home.
You were there for 2 years?
No, I was on that for like 6 months. Huh? I used to wear like 4 pair of socks so I could disguise it. Thank you.
That's
They
crazy.
was like, hey man, you know, you gotta, you know, something out of it. Yeah. Like, yeah, my cousin got that same thing, man. One time, I got out of work, and she wasn't here to pick me up. Our house was like, I don't know, 5 miles away from here, and I had like maybe 30 minutes to get home. Otherwise, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to jail, and they gotta figure out was I lying or whatever the case. I ran as fast as I could for as long as I could. I was like, oh man, I got 8 more minutes. I was like, help me. I think somebody I recognized picked me up. I like just made it. Cutoff
That's
time,
crazy.
I just made it. And when I got out, a guy by the name of Jamil Aguari, who formed this Nike traveling team right here in Racine, Wisconsin, just was like, man, you know, you can travel, and they exposed me to so many other things. A lot of doors just started opening for me. When I got out, I only went to high school here for a year, and you know, I dominated. I played against guys like Tony Romo and Teron Barker.
Well, get the fuck. Hold on. Look at Tony Romo. That's crazy. Tony Romo is a hooper. Hell no.
Krauses and, you know, a lot of heavy names at the time. I was top player in the state, so I was doing really well, just staying off the streets, working my job.
That's
You know,
crazy.
I was home, good spring day, the weather was nice, and boom, 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 heard 3 loud hits. I look out the window and I just see all the people out here, and then I see the lights, and I see everybody just looking up. So I know the action coming to the house, so I put it together quick. I know it's a raid. I was in that window right there. And they came upstairs and threw me on the floor, all that stuff, and
What?
searched the house, and nothing was found in the house. They come back here, and they find close to an ounce of cocaine in this garage. I was tripping out. Mine was racing once they came back, and it was like, look what we found. I was just like, man, that's not my stuff. And Lieutenant Galler was just like, I don't believe it's his.
Hold the fuck. Okay. It gotta be a part 2 or something. I need some more in-depth information on this. So he working at Burger King, right? He ain't in the streets no more. He just living a normal life, right? Hooping, #1 player in the fucking state or whatever, right? Hooped against Tony Romo. He just get magically raided one day, and they magically find some drugs in a fucking garage, bro. All right.
So I'm not gonna charge you. Let me go. Just
What?
like that. You don't ever see that. Like, people do raids, they find cocaine, whoever in the house going to jail. Open, shut, close, stamp, judge, prosecutor, easy case.
Exactly.
And he was just like, I don't believe it. And he called the guy above him, and he was like, well, if you don't believe it's his, let him go.
Oh,
That
he
was
said,
the-
okay, I was tweaking. So the dude said he don't believe that the drugs was Caron's. Okay. I thought he was saying he didn't believe that they wasn't his. Okay, okay, I get it now. I get it.
The fork in the road right there. That was the
I
moment where,
crashed out for a second.
like, all of this would not have been possible. Me being able to provide for my family, my mother, my grandmother, all 5 of my children, and be on this platform to do so much. You know, none of this would have been possible without that man's decision. I didn't need nothing but academics and basketball. That's all I needed. I know the impact that someone of success can have. That's why I think it's important, and I think I'm obligated to do that. Just always be back here and show the kids that, you know, this is what it is. You know, you can make it out of here, and seeing is believing, and that's why I get the reception that I get from my community. Kids take that and they be like, I can be the next Chris Paul. Why? Because he just like me. He grew up just like this. He had a single parent, and he went to school, and he stayed with it, and this is what happened. But if all you see is a drug dealer, that's what you're gonna do. A lot of people are changing their train of thoughts around here. I don't forget my brothers that's gone, and I had to bury a lot of them while I was in the NBA. You know, and I paid for a lot of funerals. I dressed a lot of them up in their suits.
Damn.
I don't forget their families, their children. I try to look out whenever I can and what I can do. The hardest thing is knowing what the end and outcome is. My dudes, some hitters, they go hard, but at the same time, it's like they don't know no other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I bring them to like basketball games or different things and show them other ways to get money, it's still that they know this.
Yeah,
and that's all they know. I really wish, you know, Robert could see this situation, or Antonio, or Dre, you know, or Lil James, you know, all of them. Wish they could be right here just enjoying these moments with me.
All right, so that was fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I had no idea that Caron Butler had such a crazy life and all this had happened to him at such a young age. Like, he went to jail at 14, ended up in the fucking NBA is crazy to me, man. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Do y'all believe in the cycle of the prison pipeline system? Do y'all think about Caron Butler and think about all the people that you knew, or people that you did know, or the stories that you heard of people who went through similar things and never got to the NBA or never made it out? I could think of so many I can't even, count necessarily. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comments. I thought this was a great video. It's been Key vs. Star, and we out. Peace.